Hello, welcome to this episode of the Scott Ball podcast. And ahead of Friday night, Scotland playing Netherlands in international friendly. Got a special guest here, Rypke Bakker, a Dutch sports journalist. First of all, thanks very much for joining me, Rypke. I really appreciate it. If you could quickly tell us a bit about yourself, your work, and your connection with the Dutch national team.
My name is Rypke Bakker. I'm 38 years old, and I've been a football fan my whole life. But since my 25th, I'm working for the Nu.nl. It's the biggest news website in the Netherlands. And my first tournament had to be Euro 2020 of Euro 2016, but we missed the tournament, and we also missed 2018, the World Cup in Russia. So my first tournament was as a journalist was the Euros in 2021, and I've been on the World Cup in Qatar, and now I follow all the matches of the Dutch national team for my work for about 5-6 years now. Yeah.
Amazing. I believe you're wearing a special Dutch jersey there. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, I'm wearing the first Nike shirt of the Netherlands. It's from 1996. After the Euros in 1996, they made a switch from Lotto to Nike, and they wear this shirt during the qualification against Wales and Belgium and San Marino. And then before the World Cup, they get a new shirt. So this is not a Euro shirt or a World Cup shirt, but a qualification shirt. And my parents gave it to me for my, I think it was my 12th birthday in 1997. So it's one of the oldest shirts I have. It's a special one.
Amazing. Sentimental value then, for sure. Firstly, I'm just quite interested in some wider context about Dutch football and compare it to Scotland. Firstly, I think it's quite comparable to Scotland in that there's a lot of big famous clubs that are well supported in the Netherlands, like Ajax, Feyenoord, PSV, amongst others. And obviously in Scotland, Celtic and Rangers are massively supported clubs. I was wondering, is there a bit of a club v country dynamic in the Netherlands? Like, how universally supported is a national team? How do the nation get behind the team? Is it a strong support for it? Or is it split a bit between club versus country?
No. When you see the most fanatic supporters, the fans are the Ajax fans and the Feyenoord fans. And during matches of the Dutch national team, you see really different crowds. You see more families, more children, more people who like to. Well, we're not in the stadium every week to see the clubs, but they are sort of Oranje fans, and their reputation is that they like to party, and they're not that much interested in football. They are there to drink beer and to be in, for example, Germany next summer, but not the real football fan. That are the Ajax fans or the PSV fans or the Feyenoord fans. But this is more the families and the children. But we are when there is a tournament, and not in Qatar but it's. Well, in Euro, we are going with thousands and thousands and thousands to the place. You saw it during the Euros in 2008 in Switzerland and Austria. We were with I don't know, 10, 20, 30,000 people in the streets of Bern and Basel. So we are always with a lot of people.
Yeah, your fans got a great reputation. The hardstyle music, right? I'll be blaring in Germany, I'm sure. Is it the hardstyle that you like?
No, but yes, sometimes. But it's also we have some famous Dutch singers with Dutch music, like André Hazes, and we have some special songs about our national team for years. So from 1988 when they won we were European champions. So it's a lot of different sort of music.
Yeah, you've got great supporters anyway. Now, onto the current team. The manager, Ronald Koeman, in his second spell as the manager, took over at the beginning of 2023, I believe, or the end of 2022. He's been in charge for the Euro 2024 qualifying campaign. Started off quite rough against France, 4-0 defeat, but since then, he's guided you to the Euros. How do you feel about him as a manager at the moment?
It's his second period for as a coach of the Netherlands. He was also the coach during the 2018 and the 2019, and that was we came out of sort of dark years. We missed the Euros, we missed the World Cup in 2018. So our best players, they weren't there anymore, the Arjen Robben and the Wesley Sneijder. So were not the good years, and he sort of built up a new team with Virgil van Dijk, with Memphis Depay, with Frankie de Jong, and there was a sort of new vibe in the team. We reached to the finals of the Nations League, so yeah, that was really cool. But then came Barcelona, and it was also always his dream to be a manager of Barcelona, his old club, and he was gone. So yeah, we were not that happy because our coach, and we were finally getting better results. We had a good coach, and then he left for a club, and yeah, then we had a dramatic Euros in 2021. We were out of the tournament by the Czech Republic, and then we had a bit of a boring World Cup under Louis van Gaal. We played it not that good. We came in the quarterfinal, but it was not a good tournament. So now Ronald Koeman is back, and yeah, sometimes it's the thing is that he's looking too much to the older player from his first years. By Nalden, Memphis, they are back in the national team. So there's a lot of people think, well, is that still good enough? Do we need some more new players? So yeah, I don't know. We are not that happy at this moment in Holland about the national team. No.
But as for the players, then, who would you say are like the most indispensable players, the key players that can't get injured ahead of the Euros, for example?
Yeah, we have one. It's Frenkie de Jong. We have our midfield. There's only one midfielder who plays every match for the last years, and that's Frenkie de Jong. And if you look at the midfield, then Martin de Roon is playing, then Wiever is playing, then Reinders of AC Milan is playing. But without Frenkie de Jong, we have not that much football in the team. He's the one who gets the ball and is dribbling and make it more exciting to watch the Netherlands. And without Frenkie de Jong, our best midfielder, we really have a big problem. Yeah.
It's interesting you talk about your admiration for Frenkie de Jong, and then talking about Louis van Gaal's World Cup being slightly boring. I've got a huge admiration for the history of Dutch football and Johan Cruyff. Yeah. As a Dutch football supporter, is the style of play important, or is it just about winning?
No, our style of playing is really important. We are still a bit romantic, We have to play attacking football with Johan Cruyff, with Marco van Basten, with Ruud Gullit, and I'm a child of. My favorite tournament is still the World Cup 1998, when we had a fantastic team with Kluivert, Bergkamp, Overmars, Cocu, even, Frank de Boer. We had a really nice style as a defender, so it was really nice to see them play. And if you look at the last years, from the World Cup 2010, when we were in the final, it became more defensive, on the Van Marwijk and also on the Louis van Gaal. In 2014, we played sort of anti-football, we call it. It's almost Catenaccio. And we in Holland, we don't really like that, the defense. But we also know at this moment we have no Robben anymore, we haven't Cruyff anymore, so we have to play more defensive to have some success and to come to the quarterfinals or maybe the semifinals, because we haven't that good attacking players anymore. Yeah.
And as for two other players you've not mentioned, and as a Scottish football fan, there's two players that have actually played for Celtic. One needs no introduction, your captain Virgil van Dijk. Yeah. How would you summarise his role in Dutch football? And also an emerging star, Jeremie Frimpong. What do you make of what he's doing in the Bundesliga with Bayer Leverkusen?
Yeah, that's really spectacular what he's doing now. But Jeremie Frimpong has one problem, and that's Denzel Dumfries. Denzel Dumfries is our right wing back, and he's playing for the last 6 years. He's playing every match in the Dutch national team. He's one of the best players, and Koeman is he's one of the favorite players of Koeman. So Denzel Dumfries will play, and then there's no place in the team for Jeremie Frimpong. So if you look at the Euros, Denzel Dumfries is going to play, and Jeremie Frimpong is going to sit on the bench, and he has to wait for an injury of Denzel Dumfries, and otherwise there's no chance for him.
That's interesting. And Van Dijk? Am I right in saying he's had some criticism from, was it Marco van Basten and sections of the Dutch media How do you summarise his role in the national team?
Well, he came really late in the team when he was about 24, 25, and then he had a spectacular way becoming better and better and better. And he was the best defender in the world, so we were really happy with him. He was the leader, but yeah, then he got injured and he missed the Euros 3 years ago. And after the injuries, there were a lot of talking about him. Mark van Basten really criticized him, but also other people were saying, "Well, is he still that good as he was before his injury?" And there were always some question marks around him. But the last months, we see him playing better, better, and better, and better, and better. And well, we do think now, and well, he's again one of the best defenders in the world. So we are really happy with him. But the difference with Frenkie de Jong is our own is the only world class midfielder we have. And if you look at our defenders, we have Matthijs de Ligt, we have Nathan Ake, we have Stefan de Vrij, we have Mickey van der Ven. So if Van Dijk is injured, it's not a disaster. We have a lot of good defenders, but when Frenkie de Jong is injured, we cannot replace him. Then it's a lack of quality. Yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah, a great generation of Dutch defenders for sure. Now on to Friday, the match. My team against your team, Netherlands v Scotland.
Yeah.
It's actually a famous historical fixture. I've got the stats here. Played 20 times. Netherlands won 9 times. Scotland 6 victories and 5 draws. We played you quite a famous match actually, 1978 World Cup, where Scotland actually won in the group stage.
Archie Gemmill,
yeah. Arguably the most famous goal in Scottish football history. And the Netherlands went on to reach the final that year. If I was to say to you Scotland and Scottish football, what are the first things? Be honest as well. What are the first things that come to your mind?
Now it's really special, Scotland, because the first match I remember of the Dutch national team is the match Netherlands against Scotland on the Euros in 1992. I was 6 years old, and I think the match was around 6 o'clock in Holland. So my parents say, "Okay, it's okay. You can see this match." Normally, I was already in my bed when the Dutch national team was playing, but I still remember this match, and it's the first match of the Dutch national team I remember. We won with 1-0. Dennis Bergkamp, he was my favorite player, and he still is my favorite player. He scored the only goal. So that's a sort of special match for me. And of course, I remember a lot of other matches of the Scottish national team against Holland. 1996 was a really frustrating match. You made a handball in the 6 minutes of 7 minutes. It was, I think it was Colin Hendry, but I'm not sure. And well, we were all thinking Ajax is one of the best club in Europe now. So the Netherlands have to win this match, but it was not a win. It was a really dramatic tournament for us. So a lot of special matches between the Netherlands and Scotland, and also club matches, Celtic, Rangers. But the most of the times we beat Scotland. Yeah, when we have to play Scotland, there's always we always lose against Portugal. When we play against Portugal, everyone is saying, "Oh no!" But when we are playing against Scotland, well, the atmosphere is nice. The stadiums are always nice. The fans are nice, and we win. Yeah, for sure. Normally we win. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll always be the favourites against us, and I'm sure that'll be the same on Friday. As for our current team, again, be honest. Are there any players that you admire? There's a few above me you might be able to see in this current Scottish squad that you like, or?
No, the team of this moment is really well, it's not a team with that big names.
How about our captain, Andrew Robertson? Is he a player you like?
Oh yes, yeah, of course, yeah, because he's a world class captain, and he's one of the best players of Liverpool for years. So, but you do not have that much world class players. I mean, we have about let's say 5 or 6, and I think you only have Robertson, or do I forget one?
Yeah, our best friend Robertson at Liverpool, McTominay, Man United. He's not a top player.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Kieran
yeah,
Tierney was at Arsenal, but as you say, we're still
yeah,
waiting for our big star like an Arjen Robben or a Wesley
yeah.
Sneijder.
But when I think of Scotland, I do think about Ali McCoy and the famous players when I was a child, McAllister and the penalty in 1996, and the Gordon Jury, and then, well, I will never, Andy Gorham, and Jimmy Layton, the keepers with the strange things above his eyes. That are for me the famous Scottish players. Yeah.
Nice. You know a number of our famous old players. That's cool.
Yeah.
If you're to look at our group at the Euros, we're drawn against the hosts, Germany, alongside Hungary and Switzerland. How do you summarise our chances?
No,
we've never got out of our group at any major tournament.
I know that fact. You have played the most tournaments without going through the first round, I think. Well, the Euros is not that difficult to go through because you have 24 teams and then 16 will go to the next round. So it could be possible, and it's the worst German team of the in years. So maybe there's a chance. And then well, when I have to say it now, I think you went fourth. Yeah, but
very honest.
Yeah, but when you won one match, you are almost in the next round. So it is not impossible. Like in 1996, you only needed one goal to go through that, and I was a child and I was watching the Netherlands against England, and it came 4-0, and that was the moment Scotland is in the next round, and then of course Patrick Kluivert scored a goal, so we go through. But of course, you always have a chance to go through on the Euros because of the pools, but not more than that, I think. No.
That's a fair summary. Rypke, my prediction actually is that we are, for the first ever time, going to get through. I think it might take one win, but it's going to come at a cost, because I believe the champions are going to be our old rivals, England. So what do you make of that prediction?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Sorry, my prediction is that Scotland will get through somehow, but England will end up winning the tournament.
Oh,
which is bad news for us.
Yeah. But I really, I'm sorry, but I really like the English national team. They have some really good and talented players. So it would be cool after, well, what is it? About 60 years almost. For 58 years after 1966, they will win a prize again. So, yeah.
Yeah, remains to be seen. That wouldn't be good news for Scotland. We've got a big rivalry, maybe like Netherlands and Germany.
Yeah, but that's over now. That's one of the things about you have 1974 and World War II and a lot, and 1988, of course. We were really angry because of losing that 1974 final, because we were thinking in Holland, we were the best team. We had world class players, and somehow we lose against not that spectacular German team. But if you look at the past years, and since Germany, we really like Germany now because they are playing more. It's not with the Matthäus and the Rudi Völler, but now they have really nice players and they're playing more attacking than we do. So, that's not the rivalry it was.
Okay, it's in
anymore.
The past.
No, yeah,
it's in the past.
Yeah.
Okay, looking at the game on Friday from a Dutch point of view, what questions do you think that Koeman needs to get answered in this match? What players would you like to see more of?
The first question is who's gonna be the goalkeeper. I think it's Bart Verbrugge, because he played the last matches of Holland. But we have a really big problem, a goalkeeping problem. If you look at the keepers the last 3 years, we have about 6 or 7 goalkeepers, and they are always injured, and they are not that good. So yeah, we have now Bart Verbrugge. He's really talented, but even at his club Brighton, he's not playing every week, So, but I think he will start because they see him as the most talented keeper for the future, and he's not. He did it really. Yeah, he did it good the last matches. So, and then the the question is, what the defenders? You have Hartman on the left, and on the right you have Dumfries, and then you have three centre backs with Ake, Van Dijk, and then maybe Geertruida or De Ligt. But the question is Wijnaldum gonna play, because he's playing in Saudi Arabia now. So we are all thinking, well, he's not that good anymore, and we do not see him playing because nobody in Holland sees matches of the Saudi League. But so the question is he gonna play, and is he gonna play a good match? Because then he could be in the squad for the Euros. And the question is, of course, Memphis. He was one of our best. He was the only striker we had for years. He scored a lot of goals in 2018, 2019, the first years of Koeman as a coach. But now he's a bit older. He's 30 years old. He had a lot of injuries, but he's getting fitter and fitter and fitter. So maybe he can do something special on Friday.
Nice. And how would you like to see the Dutch team approach this match? As you've said, you expect to beat Scotland. So would you hope to see some total football, like front foot football? And what would be your prediction?
Yeah, but the time that we played total football is really far behind us anymore. We are not that good anymore. We are. We really had some special players in the past. You had generations, Cruyff, and the generation of Cruyff, then you had the generation of Bergkamp, and then 10, 12 years ago you had the generation of Robben, Sneijder, Van der Vaart, Van Persie. But we do not have that special players anymore. So do not expect total football from the Dutch national team at this moment. You can see some quality players and maybe some good things, but not that good anymore. So we are happy when we will win with 1 or 2 goals and then have a nice match. I think we're gonna win, but we're not going to play that good.
Interesting. And is there any younger players that Scottish football fans might not know too well that to look out for in this match that are exciting talents?
No, there's one new name in the squad. It's Quinton Timber. It's the brother of Jurriën Timber from Arsenal, a twin brother. So that's really special. But he's a midfielder of Feyenoord, so maybe he's gonna play some minutes, but not more than that. Do not expect miracles from him.
Xavi Simons, perhaps?
Yeah, Xavi Simons. But the problem of Xavi Simons is that he's playing. He's playing really good at Leipzig in the Bundesliga, and we see him scoring really great goals every week in Holland. But when he's wearing the shirt of the Dutch national team, he's working really hard, but we do not see the special things he shows at Leipzig. So he haven't scored a goal. I think he's now 10 or 11 or 12 caps, but never scored a goal for Holland. So we are waiting and waiting and waiting, and it's getting more an issue about him. Why is he not playing that good as he does for his club? So maybe this is gonna be his match, and finally we will see the Xavi Simons of Leipzig. But I'm not sure.
So he's yet to come alive for Netherlands. How about another player I'm seeing getting spoken about a lot is Reinders at Milan in Serie A. Yeah. What do you make of him?
Well, he played. He made his debut in September, and he was playing really good against Ireland and against Greece. So we were thinking, finally we have a midfielder. We have not only Frenkie de Jong for the midfield, but we have also Tijani Reinders. But the problem is, we and Koeman want to see, if we put Reinders and Frenkie de Jong on one midfield, what's gonna happen? Are they going to be a good couple, But since Reinders is playing really good in the Dutch national team, Frenkie de Jong is injured. He was injured in October, he is injured in November, and he's injured now. So, I think Reinders is going to play a really good match, but we want to see him playing together with Frenkie, and that's not going to happen. maybe in June at the Euros we finally have Frenkie and Reinders, but not now.
And Rypke, news coming out of the Dutch camp. Obviously, it's a shame that Brian Brobby has had to pull out due to injury. And I believe there's a statistic getting pulled up today. It's the first time in quite a number of years that there's no Ajax players in the squad.
Yeah.
What do you make of this, and what do you put this down to at the moment?
Yeah, it's the first time in 12 years. It was against England in March 2012. Yeah, Ajax is it's one of the worst seasons ever for Ajax. They are losing. They are now on the fifth place in the Dutch league. So normally they are one or two for years. They are like Celtic and Rangers. They are always there at the top. But at this moment, there's a lot of problems at the club with a lot of players who are not playing that good. A lot of players from other countries. So no Dutch players. No, there's a lack of talent. This is the worst Ajax in years. So it's not that strange that they do not have a player in the Dutch national team at this moment.
Yeah, it's strange to see for sure. Moving on to the Euros, Rypke, Germany this summer. Firstly, are you going to the Euros? Are you fortunate enough to?
Yeah.
Do you have tickets?
Yeah, I'm going to. Yeah, of course, I'll be there.
Nice.
But, yeah.
And how do you summarise your chances? I see you're in a group with France again, which is difficult. Austria, and then the winner of a playoff, which perhaps could be Wales or Poland. And I think actually you've got a favourable run from what I've researched. If you come through second, maybe to France, I think it's Romania or Slovakia, maybe Portugal in the quarterfinals. How do you assess your chances at the tournament?
Yeah, we are again in a pool with France. So and we do really not like that because we were in the qualification with France and we played France many times the last years and we never we won one match in 2018. That was our best match of the past years, but France, they are too good for us. It was we lost against them in the qualification twice. So we are thinking, okay, we're gonna lose against France, and then we're gonna win against Austria, and then against Poland or Wales, or the opponent is not. We have to hear the opponent. So we will end up second in the group, and then we will play against Romania. Okay, we will manage that. Well, 3 years ago we played against Czech Republic, and we were out of the tournament, so not sure. But normally we will end up second, and then we will beat Romania, and then we will play against Portugal, and then we have a really big problem because we always lose against Portugal on the big tournaments. We did in 2006, we did in 2004. So normally the quarterfinal is the end of the tournament.
Could be an interesting match if it's Portugal in the quarterfinals. In Germany, a repeat of that 2006 match. It's a famous match for journalists. Battle of Nuremberg, I believe. A lot of yellow cards and red cards. So what would you say would be a success then for Netherlands in this tournament?
Sorry?
What would be a success?
Well, our normal goal is reaching the quarterfinal. Then we have a normal tournament. And when we will come to the semifinals, well, we have a really good tournament. But of course, we are dreaming of more. And Koeman said today, well, of course, it's our goal to win the tournament. So of course, it's not impossible. But if you compare it with 2010 or 1998, we knew, okay, we have a special generation now, and the whole country is thinking, okay, we are going to become a world champion or European champion. So that's totally different than the expectations now. We are now, it would be great if we will reach the semifinal. But there are a lot of people in Holland who think, well, it won't be that special. It will, quarterfinal and then it's over. Yeah.
Nice. Well, Rypke, Netherlands will be my second team after Scotland. I actually lived in Netherlands for 1 year in Nijmegen studying, so I always look out for the results. But yeah, it's been super fascinating speaking to you today, Rypke. Next up, it's a feature on the Scott Ball podcast is your lifetime 11 from the Netherlands national team. So if you could talk us through it doesn't have to necessarily be the best players, but your favorite players who you maybe have special memories of. You're the manager. You can pick the formation. Who are you saying?
Okay, yeah, I was born in 1985, so most of them are players from the 90s and the zeros and the tens. So the goalkeeper is of course Edwin van der Sar. I think he's one of the best goalkeepers we ever had. And then defenders, I will pick up Jaap Stam. He's a killer as a centre back. And then maybe Frank de Boer, maybe Virgil van Dijk. Frank de Boer, because he has some special moments in the Dutch national team. You know, maybe the goal on the World Cup in 1998, the goal of Dennis Bergkamp, and it was such a great pass of Frank de Boer. And if you compare it with Virgil van Dijk, of course he's really good, but he has not that special moments in the national team yet. So that's why I prefer Frank de Boer.
That's interesting. What formation will you go for here? Is it Cruyff 4-3-3? Nice.
Yeah,
total football, yeah.
Total football. Dutch Hollandse school. We said it, Dutch school. It's the way we have to play for years, but we are not playing it anymore. But that's still my favorite system. My favorite formation. On the right, let me think about this. We had Van der Wiel during the World Cup final, but it was not that good. I will say Dirk Kuyt, and that's a strange name, but Dirk Kuyt, he always played, but we used him as a midfield player, as a defender, as a right back, as a left back. That was as a striker. That's a special thing about him. He was always working hard for the team, and you can put him everywhere you want. So I do not see a special player for the right, so I choose Dirk Kuyt as a right back. And then on the left, of course, it's we'll choose Giovanni van Bronckhorst. Yeah, scored a great goal.
Connection with Scotland as well. Played for Rangers, managed Rangers.
Yeah, he played for Rangers, of course. And then he was a midfielder in that years, and later he became a defender. And he scored a special goal in the semis of the World Cup 2010 against Uruguay. You will remember it. Then, of course, now the midfield, Wesley Sneijder. He can shoot with his right. He can shoot with his left. Yeah, he's one of the best midfielders we ever had. Then, this is a difficult one. Because Robben, I have to play for the striker. I choose one name. Yeah, the striker is Marco van Basten, of course. I've seen him playing for only 1 year because his last match was in 1993. But I think he's the best striker we ever had, and maybe one of the best strikers the world have ever seen. So Marco van Basten, and then on the left, on the right, Arjen Robben. Yeah, he was so good. And then on the other side, I will choose Robert van Persie. Yeah.
No, Dennis Bergkamp.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
There's too many good players. Too many good players.
Yeah, of course. Dennis Bergkamp is my favorite player. So I will choose Dennis Bergkamp on the right, Arjen Robben on the left. The striker is Marco van Basten, and then Robert van Persie has to play as a midfielder with Wesley Sneijder, and then the last midfielder is Frenkie de Jong. Yeah.
Wow, this is total football.
Yeah, this is total. Yeah, this is a lot of football in the team. Yeah.
And how about the manager?
The manager is Louis van Gaal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because but he can do something special. There's always when he's the manager, there always his press conferences are really great. You know, he's saying really nice things. And he can really, he can bring players to another level. You know, he's not a Guus Hiddink. Guus Hiddink, he was the coach in the end of the 90s. He was a good coach, but he was good in playing well, the players feel really good, and then they play good matches. But Van Gaal, he put the team to another level. That makes him really special. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a fan of
He's
Van Gaal. He's good for a
yeah, yeah,
journalist, right? He's always
yeah, yeah,
got
yeah,
something funny to say in a press conference.
yeah.
And
The press
finally,
conferences are really good. Yeah,
finally, Rypke, from this team, this 11, so I believe you've got Van der Sar in goals, right back Dirk Kuyt, centre backs of Jaap Stam, Frank de Boer, left back was Giovanni van Bronckhorst, a
yeah.
midfield three of Frenkie de Jong. Who else did we have? Wesley Sneijder
Snyder.
and
Yeah,
Van Persie. Van Persie is a midfielder. I'm not sure of it, but we're going
no.
for it. You couldn't leave them out, could you? And a front three of Arjen Robben, Marco van Basten, and the final player was
Birdcamp from
Bergkamp.
Barcelona. Yeah.
Yeah, and including the manager Louis van Gaal. If you had to
Yeah.
pick out one individual from all of them to go in your Hall of Fame, so one special player or manager, who would you say?
Dennis Birdcamp. Yeah.
Yes.
Nee, but Dennis Birdcamp is sort of when I was a child and 6, 7, 8 years old. Dennis Bergkamp was my hero. He was scoring all the goals for the Dutch national team. Important goals on the World Cup, 1998. It's my favorite tournament, so that's why I pick Dennis Bergkamp. Yeah.
Nice. So Dennis Bergkamp goes into the Scott Ball Hall of Fame. Lovely. Yeah, so that's everything, Rypke. I've really appreciated your time. I'm super excited to watch Scotland v Netherlands. I'll when I publish this, I'll put your Twitter account in the description so everyone can check out your stuff. I've had a look on your Twitter and some of your articles, and it's really impressive work. So all the best for your future, and yeah, best of luck to Netherlands too.
Yeah. Thank you so much, and I see you on Friday.
Nice one. Thank you.
Thank you.